Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, hello, all of that good stuff, boys and girls. It is about that time. This video is not about food, so exit through the door to the left that says bye, because this is not about food. Anyway, it is 9 p.m., 9:30, don't matter. I finally got my driver's license from the hospital this evening after waiting about 40 minutes. And I finally got it, and everything's good. So now I'm good to go. But anyway, a few weeks ago, I posted, and I was going through a major ordeal because I was in a relationship with a pastor that made me believe he was single, and then I found out later on that he wasn't. But first, I saw some red flags. Now, this video is not to bash the man or nothing. I'm doing everything in my power to get him off the podium at the church where he preaches, because Monday through Thursday and Friday, he lived one life, and then on Sunday, he lived another. Well, today, I learned that another woman came forward, and his face is plastered in another video. But I was searching, and I believe I found another post anonymously, but I can't say who I believe this person is, but I believe legally this person is connected to him. I won't say who it is, but the way the whole post, the part about him being a drinker, a drunk, and always having sex, and both of them are very religious, and she found his phone with some information on it, and he gave her a headlock to get her out of his phone. Well, I believe, and it stated, I'm the wife, and about the woman from the past, and nah, sir, honey, that I googled his name, and that popped up. So, and the funny thing is, both of us are in the same group. Are we sleeping with the man, same man, or whatever the case may be? I did my post with his picture, but I did mine with my name wide open. I'm not going anonymous on anything. I'm getting sick and tired of being put in a situation where I'm supposed to feel as if it's okay for me to just move forward and let this man just get away with victimizing me emotionally, and then turn around, find out somebody else, somebody else, somebody else. I found it's about four people that I know of. So my thing is, at the time that I was in the midst of thinking this man was real, being honest, being true, being a pastor, and all of this, I started to see red flags that made me question. Now, I'm already a person that came from believing in Christ and then going through so much bad stuff, being raped and all this other stuff. And I got so much trauma on me that I'm never going to heal. And I cry every single day, and I wish I could just stop crying. But it it did get a little better because I recently did what my doctor told me to do, and he said you need to talk to your daughter about some of these things, because my daughter constantly find me crying, and she just doesn't understand what she can't do anything to fix some of this stuff. So I had a conversation with her, and I told her, as much as I could, and it really did help with how I was feeling, because now she understands that there is nothing you can do, and she asked me a big girl question. She said, "Well, mommy, what do you think you can do to get past? Now, there is no way I'm getting past this. I was a minor child, and I was taken outside the Carvels. I mean, I don't even know. I was in elementary school. I was a little girl, and I was taken outside the Carvels at nighttime, and I don't believe nobody was with me. My siblings were home. I was, I think, one of 5 or 6 children at the time. I'm never going to get over that. I don't give a damn what nobody say to me, because as a mother, there's no way I would have been able to send my child to the ice cream factory with a grown ass man in the middle of winter. And if I'm not mistaken, I had a dress on. That doesn't make sense to me, and I'm not trying to be facetious and that type of stuff, but I'm never going to get over that. There's no way, because I am a parent, and as a parent, I say to myself, what man would I allow my daughter to go to the ice cream factory for in the winter? I was laying on ice when this man was on top of me, and I was crying, and this lady walked by with like a meat coat on and blonde hair, and she looking at the ground, and she could see a full grown man on a little girl, and didn't think to call the police. And I'm like, wow. But by time whatever was exposed, they were supposed to have found a photo album of this man, took all these pictures of me. And I remember he used to take my arm and pull my arm behind me, try to break it. It felt like it was actually broke. And I believe that's why I have the trauma I have in my shoulders now. My shoulders I can't even do a push-up. But anyway, I'm trying to like heal through expressing some of these things to my daughter. And I used to sit down and say to myself, well, I'm not going to say nothing, but this is ridiculous, because even my daughter, she sat there, you could see was the tears come down her eyes. There is no logic, understanding anywhere in there. There's no parent that can be watching this video right now unless your mind is somewhere else and there's something else going on the table, because I am a parent of a daughter, and I don't know one person I would have let my daughter go outside, especially when everybody else is in the house. So I'm never going to get over it. And there's no hate, no malice or nothing. The bottom line is I'm done. I'm absolutely done. And this situation here, I'm absolutely not sure after a phone call I had today, because my doctor told me I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that. A medical person who's in care of me told me that this situation I'm dealing with is just totally unforgivable. And I guess the only thing I can do is say how I feel, because I still find myself breaking down emotionally, and I'm feeling a certain way, and I'm hearing this person and hearing this person, and I'm trying to listen, but the bottom line is nobody's words matter more than mine. Nobody's. I was visiting, and right there, the one person that matters the most to me, my mother, was right there when I met this man. And he looked like ice cream to me, little pie and stuff. He was so damn cute. And I'm like, and he looked like he got that swagger. You know how girls are when they see somebody, their eyes light up and stuff. He put his arm around my waist and put his hand on my hand and was doing something, and my body started shivering, and I'm like, woo. And yeah, I ain't been touched in a while either, so my head just went. But anyway, he asked to see me out in the hallway. I went out in the hallway, and then he was talking to me. Now, I was already going through something, and he knew of it after that, and it was a terrible situation. So it was as if he came right on time, because he held my hands and he said, I can tell you going through something, but don't let nobody hurt you, and all of this stuff, holding my hands. And I'm seeing this man as a pastor, so I'm thinking that he can clearly feel something, and I was going through something. Then, he just kissed me on my lip, and I don't know the last time I even let somebody kiss me, and I don't like kissing and all that other stuff. That stuff is not in it, so I'm like, and kissing to me is very personal. Now, I can promise you, I can be with you 10 years and not put my mouth on your mouth, because I'm just not that person. And I don't want your mouth on me anywhere. So that's just me. I could be with you, I could be married to you, and I don't want your damn mouth on me nowhere. So it is what it is, and I made it clear, but then after time, how the sweet little talkings and getting you to break down and all of that, and I'm sitting there and I started to feel like royal crap, allowing someone to do to my body what I didn't want them to do. And then next, these feelings came out, and I'm going bonkers, and I felt like a drug addict. Because this man's sex was so mesmerizing. I just wanted more. I felt like a drug addict, and I started crying every single day, because I'm praying and praying and praying, get me away from this man, because and then my YouTube channel started to get affected. I had no energy to cook. I just didn't want to be around the stove. It got to the point where 2 times he came here and I wasn't cooking. I stayed in my damn bed the last time he was here, but my mind was so dark at that time, and I had already slowly started moving and shaking. But then I talked to the private detective, and he told me all these things I needed to do just to secure the fact that I was in a sexual relationship with this man, because he was the type, through the way I explained to him, that he would walk away as if he never knew me. And that's exactly what this piece of man tried to do. But today, I went on his pastor page and left a post. 3 people in his congregation, I left a post. And all of them I left alongside this man, came into my life, told me he wasn't married, and basically he was single, he had nobody, and he told me that right in front of my mother. So of course I had no reason to believe this man was married. And then on top of that, he left out of the room, and that was perfect timing right there for me to hear if he was married, if it was something. But I do, and I'm gonna tell you, and I mean it with all my heart. I respect my mother's hustle and grind for not telling me he was married. I respect the fact that she felt it wasn't her place to tell me. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. But I also respect my decision to walk away from my mother. And that reason why is because nobody I talked to would have allowed that to pass them by in the strength of saying that it wasn't their place. I would be sitting here with a friend of mine, and a man could walk up and she'd be looking at him like eye candy. As soon as that man walked by, girl, you know he married. And after that, what you do is on you. But I went to my mother in so much joy, talking about he wanted to marry me. I'm going to get a ring. I'm going to look for a dress and all this stuff. And the look on her face is haunting me. It's just, every time I'm not doing cards and I'm not watching TV, all I see is a look on her face. And I'm like, so I'm supposed to be someone that you love, and for whatever reason, it was okay to hold that little piece of information, even all down to the fact knowing that this man had a key to my door. And then why did you give him a key to the door? And when I started to see red flags, and I'm looking like, because one day he walks in there like, please don't hurt me. I've been through so much, and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, what are you doing? I'm in here. What? Those kind of things are red flags. You don't accuse someone of doing something that can hurt you, or even speak to them about something that can hurt you when they're not doing anything but showing you love, compassion, and care. So I'm like, boy, bye. But I'm looking now. I just called some 800 number to some bishop organization where you report the pastors for unbeknownst behavior or whatever. This right here needs to come to a head, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm very upset. You may think I'm a disgruntled ex or whatever. I could be whatever the hell you want me to be. The bottom line is I was coming between being back into the church. I was going through struggling to learn the Bible. I'm listening to all of this pastor, whatever that man name is. I'm watching all of these cheap preachers, Kirkland Franklin or whoever his name is, Mary, and all. I'm listening to all of this stuff, and I'm listening. I'm hearing this, and I'm feeling this goodness, and then I'm in my own home with a pastor feeling a certain type of way. And then I was confused because I'm like, I'm listening to some of the things we're talking about, and I'm asking, and I spoke to him about the fact, when I was a child and what happened to me. And I'm like, could you forgive that? Basically, no. It was, the church says, but nah. And that's just the real of it is, because honestly speaking, you could tell me to forgive it, but that doesn't mean you're going to be able to do it, because just imagine somebody violating your child. And, but I have been haunted, and everywhere I turn, if I go anywhere to a family function or whatever, somebody's in there that belongs to this man's family. So I'm not ever going to be able to walk down the street one day and say, okay, I don't have anything to remember. But I kid you not, something happened to my daughter where somebody tried to violate her. He did not touch my daughter. He did something in the presence of my daughter. And when she told me, honey, let's get this understood, I left the damn state. You hear me? We were walking one day, and she was a little girl, and she saw somebody who fit his description. She grabbed my leg and hold my leg so tight, she probably don't even remember. But guess what? The first chance I had, I was out of the state. When I came back, the first thing I went to do was find out if that man was still where he was supposed to be. He's gone, so I don't know where he is. But it's a tragedy. It's a tragedy. And then I went to the police department as an adult to find out why this man never went to jail. I was told I didn't speak, so there wasn't nothing they can do. That's a goddamn lie. I don't care what nobody tell me. I don't see any children on the testifying when somebody violate them. I see the adults on the witness stand, and I see the evidence. The photo album was enough. This man had no reason to be taking no pictures of me. But when I went to the police department, they don't even have no paperwork, no nothing. So somewhere down the line, somebody's telling me a damn lie. But it doesn't matter anyway. I'm feeling a lot better, especially knowing some of the details that was put into stuff that I have seen already on the computer. I am going to do my video because I refuse to allow one woman that can see my face and don't think that we are supposed to stand up and stand together. We have been victimized. This man had the audacity to look me in my face and make me think he was single. And then I think I was talking. Well, it don't matter who I was talking to. When you found out he was married, that's when you should have left. But let me explain something to you. I was already leaving when I heard his phone ring, and he grabbed it and ran in the other room, and I heard him say, yeah, babe, what's up, on the phone. I acted like I didn't hear anything. And I was moving and shaking from there, from the detective, the lawyer. I called everything. You know why? Because this man came into my life under false pretenses, and he took something from me that he had no right to have. And that was the innocence of me thinking he was single. His exact words to me were, why don't we get together? I don't have nobody. You don't have nobody. And then on top of that, of course, I was feeling really special being that this man and walked into my life in front of my mother, and she knows him. So I'm thinking he's good people and all of this. So you can only imagine where my mind has been. I have been breaking down for the last few days, ever since I came out of the hospital. And I'm so sick and tired of feeling the way I was feeling, because when I first started feeling suicidal, he was the person I went to. I told him what I was going through. For him to say to me, oh, you're not going nowhere. Just pass me by, like I'm not speaking to you. And I'm telling him feelings I was going through, and I just didn't want someone to play me like a fool, knowing that I was able to see, legally blind in one eye. I can see what I'm seeing, and you're trying to mask that into something else. No, that's not right. You don't do that to people. That's what I call playing in the sandbox, when you're trying to play an ass game with me. No. And then I got angry, and I kept so much inside. I didn't say anything. All of the things that bothered me, I just kept them into. All the little red flags I saw, just kept them in myself. And then I would talk to other people, and basically one person. And then he said to me, what is this man's name? Because he sounds mighty familiar. And I said, Pastor Kevin D Furman. And then he said, oh, I know him and his wife, and named the wife. And that's how I found out he was married. But the person doesn't believe that they told me that he was married. They actually believe that someone else told me. No. But I can't even let the person know that they were the one that told me, because of how it just fell out. It wasn't purposeful. It wasn't Mr. Gossip. It wasn't none of that stuff. It just fell out. And from there, I found out he was married, and then I messaged a picture to somebody of him, his wife, and his daughter. But guess what, boys and girls? This man worships his daughter. So I'm saying to myself, you have a daughter. You have adult children. And this is what you do to other people's kids, and you are supposed to be a man of God? Is this what you want me, somebody who's a baby in Christ and going through the steps and trying to decide whether this is where I'm going or this is where I'm going back to where I didn't believe, and then you're confusing me because I'm seeing one thing, I'm listening to another, but it is what it is. But one of the red flags that caught me was that no matter how much, whatever was on TV, religious show, whatever, he always put the TV on Tubi, on those shows where the man was cheating and getting sliding in the back doors and all this other stuff. This was the TV that he always wanted to watch, and that was one of the red flags that I couldn't understand. Like, how are you watching these shows where these men are abusing these women? I couldn't understand it. And then I was questioning myself. I was like, is this a narcissist? Because I don't really know. I still don't. 55 years old and still don't know the real deal about a narcissist. But then I'm like, is this a narcissist? And then I'm speaking to someone and he said that's all he is a narcissist. He's been that way since high school. And I'm like, wow. But when he told me about his ex, he said they were parenting their child together. They both had equal custody. How do you parent in equal custody a grown up? The child is a legal adult. So where the hell are you getting custody and having to parent together? You're a fucking liar. So now I'm like, oh no, wait a minute. Is this an adult? Boy, over the age of 20? So I'm like, okay, I didn't say nothing. I kept it all. But then when it got to the point where it was just too much for me to deal with, I said, no, honey. And I'm so sorry because I already know what this man is capable of. Trust me, I know exactly what he's capable of. So I could be laying in right here and he has keys to my door. So I could be dead in here tomorrow, and trust me, I have full awareness of what I believe this man is capable of. So I'm not even worried anymore. If that's how I end my life, I end my life. But I am damn sure going to speak my piece because I don't like being a victim this time, and not saying anything for this and not saying nothing. No, I don't give a damn what anybody says now. That man does not belong on that damn podium in that church telling people, go! And oh, no. And I have seen it, and I'm like, what? Where you got your tongue at on Monday through Friday? What you trying to put your what? And you on the what? And you standing next to your who? No, no. Everybody, whoever has had anything shady dealing with Kevin needs to come forward. I'm not saying the man need to go to jail. He need to get his ass off that pulpit, because people like me that are confused, that want to know which way to go and looking up to people, we don't want to see stuff like that. We don't want to see stuff like that. And I'm sick and tired of hearing his congregation knows the type of stuff that he does and knows who he is. No, you need to get that type of man off the podium. You got women in the church, you got seniors in the church, you got young girls in the church. This is not the example of a man living in Christ, standing on the altar Saturday and Sunday preaching God, and then Monday through Thursday got his tongue up all the crack in somebody's ass. That's not what you do. If he was single, it'd be okay. You can be out there bouncing with whoever you want, but just standing next to your wife in that church, that's not right. That's not right. Absolutely not right. And then when I found out, that she existed, he said to me that she had went some mental health issue. And I'm not laughing because y'all already know I got mental health issues. The reason why I'm laughing is about what I'm about to say. Someone told me, he said, she ain't crazy. She's just stupid for all the stuff that she know he did. That's all it is. She's just stupid. And that's what made me laugh, because when I read the post, that sounds clearly like her, like it could be her, and it said wife, asking you, am I wrong? How you ask, are you wrong? We don't know that when a man is sleeping, you're going through his phone. First of all, I'm not going through no man's phone. You could put your phone unlocked right there next to me. Trust me, the furthest I'm going to go is turn the face down. I don't want nothing to do with your phone, because when you search up somebody's phone and you find something you're not ready for, baby, you deserve everything you got. When you're searching for something, that means something is telling you that something ain't right. It's not right. Oh, I can't stand that word, ain't. You don't need to dig it up to find out. You don't have to do that. Just keep looking in the man's eyes. This man got to the point where he was in here eating at my table and couldn't even look me in my face. That's when I knew. I said, And then I went to ChatGPT with all of these different things, and it said shame and guilt. That's all it is, shame and guilt. So I guess you was out there licking up the ice cream cone the day before you came here and bestowed your kindness of sticking your feet under my table, eating my breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But that's okay. It wasn't breakfast, by the way. It was lunch and dinner. Ah! Woo! But that was a little piece of a blessing when I found out there was another person came out. That's right. Everybody needs to come out. Everybody needs to come out. But I already called someplace, but I'm going to contact the board of the church and I'm going to speak to the board. I'm going to do everything I can do. I know at some point somebody's going to be like, who is this girl that makes greeting cards? Because she doesn't put this on my page. Well, somebody needs to dial my phone number and then let me know that there's a place I can go to, because I feel this dirty damn man need to be off the podium. And I'm not going to make you think that he's a bad man, 100% bad man. No. Mm-mm. That man was so sweet. That man was so attentive. That man was good with listening to me and all of that stuff. But when it came down to that other side, that sideways stuff in the bedroom behavior, that stuff was unkosher, because you don't do those things to people and go lay down next to your wife. That is so unacceptable. And me, knowing the person that I am, my husband cheated on me, child, please. When I got finished with him, was he even able to walk? We don't know. But everybody in that room was able to tell that he wasn't going to get away with cheating on me. I put the hand on that ass real good. But I'm not saying I'm proud of it. But you're not going to come against me and do some violation like that, and I'm going to let you walk by with a pass. No, son, that's not the game we going to play over here. You about to get your ass handed to you on a platter. That's exactly what you going to get. I don't even care if I get shot in my sleep. I don't even care at this point. I've had so much wrong done to me, immorally wrong. I don't even care half the time if I even make it to the next day. I don't even know how I even survived this long with as much as I've gone through. I told my daughter some stuff that nobody knows. So it is what it is. But I am so thankful for the relationship I have with my daughter, because she understands now. She had a few family members on the podium up high on the hog, honey, and my doctor said you need to start talking to your daughter about some of the things you've been through. And I talked to her, and she is such a big girl trying to give me advice. I'm like, oh, I'm the mama. I'll take care of myself. But I felt so bad. And then I went today on Facebook. Oh, gotcha, girl. Somebody on the cheating thing asked a question about what do you do. I said, teach them what cheaters get. And then somebody said, don't blame you. That's right. You're not walking away from me with no badness like that. If you did walk away, you better count yourself lucky. But I could tell you a time or two, somebody might have felt like, oh, I'm not even going to walk on the same side of the street with her no more. I don't play that game. But I stayed to myself because I don't have time for that. I was in my building today, and I went downstairs. I saw absolutely nobody. I went from the 12th floor all the way down to the basement and saw absolutely nobody again today. But yesterday, I had to go to the mailbox, and I saw one person in the building. I said, as soon as 100 degrees come out and I'm outside in front of the building, they're going to say, I thought that girl moved out the building. That's how much I stay inside my apartment. My garbage is right outside the front door, so I barely go outside during the day. I check my mailbox most of the time after 1, 2 in the morning. I don't know. I got to a point, I just need to protect my peace right now. I just don't want to be bothered because I'm so tired of being available. You know, when somebody just come around you because they need you to do this, or they need to do this, or they need to borrow this. I'm sick and tired, boys and girls. I'm sick and tired. I got my neighbor across the hall brought me a meal a couple weeks ago. The same neighbor brought me lunch a couple days ago. Outside of that and my daughter, I can't even tell last I was offered a meal. Now, I'm in a situation. Now, yesterday I had company. I hadn't seen him for a couple weeks or whatever. And he asked, could he come? And I said, yeah. The very first thing I said, my apartment is hot. So bring a shorts and a shirt because you got to keep on your clothes because my daughter come and I'm opening up my door. I don't want nobody here undressed like that around my daughter. And if my daughter pop up in, first thing I noticed, the shirt is off and everything else. But anyway, I touched a pot and I went to burn myself. And at the time, you could see the little white meat on my finger, and I could barely touch it because it's still sensitive. And the pan dropped, but I was feeling a little unwell, and I asked him to please just give me something to eat because I hadn't eaten all day, and I guess it landed on deaf ears. And then when I tried to do it for myself, and I burned myself, the pot was on the floor. Then by the time I finished with the pizza and came back and looked, the pot was still on the floor. So I was like, I just got the pot put on the counter, but I did have him throw it in the garbage. But later on, sometime like when I was sleeping or whatever, like maybe 1:32 in the morning, he went to leave because he was in the living room and I was in the back, so I didn't know when he was leaving, but I heard him leaving. So I'm like, you leaving? And he said, yeah. I just found it amazing that I'm in so much pain. My legs are burning me. My feet is hurting, everything. And I'm telling you, I need my walker and everything. And then you go sliding to the front door where I wasn't even able. The only reason why I knew he was leaving is because I have some bells on my front door to ring if the knob is turned. Because sometimes my door is open in the daytime while I'm here. But you know what I did? I saw that he was leaving. I said, good night. Just know you're not coming back here. And I went to sleep, woke up this morning and blocked him on my phone. Blocked him on my phone because one thing I had a lesson with is noticing that when I'm in pain and my feet are hurt and all of that, and you trying to leave away from me rather than stay until you know I'm okay, I don't ask anyone at all. I'm not doing any of that, but I am going to part ways from you if I know that you're the type of person that will leave when I'm not well. So it is what it is. And I'm not angry. I don't owe no one owes me anything. But at the same token, I don't owe you anything either, which means I can walk away. But this situation with this Bible, this church, I had seen so many things going on in the church, and I already felt a certain way about people that go to church. And now this, So I'm just gonna do whatever I can. I just hope somebody is not to the point where they feel like taking their life like I did. I was unconscious when I got to the hospital. I don't know nothing that happened. If they pumped my stomach, I don't even know. When the lady came talking to me, she came and talked to me. She was talking to me a while ago. I said, you wasn't talking to me a while ago because clearly I was not aware you were talking to me. So who were you talking to? And she looking at me. I guess that's why she treated me so bad the 7 days I was locked in a mental ward, because she know I said the truth. You couldn't possibly have came talk to me when I was completely out of it. Who was you talking to? Not me. And I was clearly of sound mind and body when I said it. And I even said to her, I know exactly what I'm talking about. You didn't come talk to me. I was here a little while. You clearly omitted the point where I was completely out of it. I just woke up and I found myself in the emergency room around a bunch of guards and things. I'm not even a danger to myself or anyone else. She had no business locking me up that day. However I got there, I even told her, however I got there, I understand that. I didn't even remember putting Facebook video on and trying to commit suicide through video. I didn't even remember. I started getting flashbacks when I was in the hospital, but still, I was sound everything before they took me upstairs. They had no reason to take me in there, but it's okay. I'm looking at some pictures right now, and somebody's house is completely a disarray. But I'm not even going to offer no advice on this because people put pictures up on a computer, and I'm going to stop right there because I just happen to look at that. I'm not even going to bring that in my space right now. I would just open the window, turn the fan on, and push it all out the door. You can't even clean up in a room that look like that. Someone said to me a couple of days ago, your house is so clean. I said, no, it's not. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. I said, but I am extremely too tired to be doing what I need to do up in here. But this place is not. It may look tidy compared to some houses you've been on, or maybe yours, but no. But today, guess what I did, boys and girls? Let's have it. Let's have it. I cleaned one toilet. I'm cleaning 2 sinks before I go to bed. I washed out 1 bathtub. I cleaned all my dishes, counter, and the stove. I don't have to do any mopping. I don't have to do any sweeping. I don't have to do any vacuuming. I did 2 loads of clothes. I hung my sheets, 3 sheets over the door. It wasn't even 30 minutes and the sheets was dry. I'm like, wow. But I kid you not, it is April 15th and my head, I don't know if you can see the water, but my neck is wet. All this back of my head is wet. Just look, a soggy mess sitting right here. And you see that window? The window is wide open and the heat is so high that I'm sitting here just sweating. But guess what? This room is so hot. I get a little break when I go in my back room. But I don't know how I slept last night because I didn't even have a fan in there. And it wasn't even cold in there. It wasn't cold. But I don't know how I fell asleep. But I ended up falling asleep. But this right here is a tragedy to be this hot. Tragedy to be this hot. Whew. And I get so sick and tired of having to wipe myself. Golly, I feel like a soggy wet. My shirt sticking to me. My nose wet. My nose is wet. I got water running off my nose. Oh my goodness, I'm so wet. But you know what? I try not to complain. Oh, I feel so terrible. Oh, good grief. I try not to complain because guess what? I could be outside on the corner hot. So, if I wanted to, I could put my air conditioner on. But let me ask you this. Who would turn on the air conditioner while the heat was still blazing out the radiator? You got to be an absolute fool to do that. So I'm not doing that. But I am going to wet this rag and wet my head. I only cooked myself some sausage this afternoon. I didn't want to do a video at all, but I need people to know we have to come together and we have to do something. Nobody should be able to do all of what this man is doing and go home and lay next to his wife like that. I only feel sorry that she knows the type of man that she married and she's okay with it and she stayed. There is no money, no tea, no China, nothing that would get me to stay with somebody that I knew was doing that to me. But I'll tell you one thing, I swear, I hope and pray nobody ever do me dirty. I have been victimized one time too many that I am not going to shut up after that. After that last one, that man left me on the floor ready to die. And my neighbor found me. My neighbor found me, and nobody knew about that man, what that man did to me. But karma got him, and you know why? Because his son died, 6 months old. Yep. And karma got him. And guess what? When he called me across the street, I was like, "What is he calling me for? Does he remember what he did to me?" And he was crying. This woman was in the hospital and the baby dead. I'm looking at him, and God knows, look at me and hear me. I am very compassionate. But at that moment, I'm standing against a man who left me with all kind of body parts hanging off out of me all over the floor. And you think you could tell me something, I'm supposed to feel some compassion for you? I didn't say a word to him. When I walked away from him, I said, "Thank you, Jesus, for karma," because he really wanted that baby. What? That's all he wanted. All the years I knew him was a son. Yep. Sometimes you do things to people and you don't know when it's going to come back on you, because I know a few people worried about me now, but I say, you know what, that man put a gun to my head and shoot me dead. That's how I was supposed to leave the earth. I guess, right? That's what it is. But I tell you one thing, anybody can creep up in here or me and it's dark, you better ask somebody, because I's prepared. You better find me, honey, because all the lights off and I know exactly where I'm going. So you better get me when I'm asleep, because this girl fights back. You got to knock me out to get me to stop. I'm going for blood. And I am not going to jail for premeditated nothing. I'm going to defend myself, but I'm not sure. I believe they took self-defense out of New York, so I don't want to be involved with nobody, nothing. But If I'm laying in my bed at night and I'm sleeping and I'm in here in the dark and somebody come in here and I got to defend myself, I will sue the judge if they try to put me in jail. I don't belong in jail if I'm defending myself. You know how far back in this house my bed is now? You got to be real. Nope. Anyway, I am going to say I am so happy with my new subscribers. About 3 people left me such kind comments, and I'm so thankful because I have to tell you something about me. I don't edit my videos. If there's a mistake in vocabulary, I correct myself to the best of my ability, but I do not edit. I don't even know how to edit. I am not going to learn how to edit. YouTube for me is not a paycheck. I get no money from YouTube. I'm grateful. Sometimes I get a pack of paper in the mail. I would love some glue. But I don't earn from YouTube. I cannot wait to get my first paycheck. But I'm not gonna lie, boys and girls. I believe I'm gonna be monetized this year. Faith. I believe I'm gonna be monetized this year, but I have to be careful how I get monetized because I'm living in low-income housing. I'm living in Section 8 housing. I'm living on basically nothing. I even cried today because I don't know how I'm gonna make it the next 3 months paying my rent, but I'm gonna figure it out and hopefully I can make it. But they found my wallet stuff, so I got $7 towards something next month. Yeah, and then I sold a greeting card yesterday. I was so happy, but I asked the woman. I said I need to know within 30 minutes because I need this posted today so the postman can pick it up. I needed to know if she wanted a pair of earrings or she wanted an extra card. I don't want to send extra paper. Thank you for shopping with me, and here goes some coupons and all of this stuff that the customer is paying for. And then when the customer gets it, they don't want it, so drop in the trash, drop in the trash, drop in the trash. Not only that, my ink, my supplies, and my time went into that. So I don't want to be that person. It may look nice in the package, but it's not nice when you go into someone's home. When it's in someone's home who's trying to keep their house tidy and neat, they don't need clutter adding to their house. So that's how I think. If I'm wrong, let me have it, and I'll listen to you. So I put in a pair of earrings. And then sometime this afternoon, after about 1 something, she messaged me and she said an extra card. So I'm like, oh man, and her package is already shipped out. So I just went in there, found a card, put it in an envelope, put it in the mail. And I didn't tell her. I messaged her back and said, thank you. I hope you like your order, but your thing went out in yesterday's mail. So that was that. But she will see that she has a card. And I gave her a nice card too with the glitter and everything on it. I think it was 2 gems on it and stuff like that. And it was an uplifting card. But boys and girls, wait a minute. Okay, I might as well. Okay, this is one card that I made today. Just a basic card with a little greeting on the inside. It says, I wish you a wonderful Easter filled with spring colors and fun memories. That is my sentiment, and this is why I'm having such a beautiful time doing my cards, because I am actually making my own sentiments, and I was feeling so good today. This one says, for you just because, and inside I put, you mean the world to me. So I'm actually loving this, and I'm getting my views back on eBay, and I'm loving it. But where's my other? Oh, this card here. Someone ordered this one yesterday. She wants a sympathy card. So she always likes the 3D cards and stuff with the little. She loves those type of cards. So this is her card downstairs. She messaged me to ask me how much for the card, but I wasn't concerned about the price of the card. I was concerned about making a card for the lady who died. So that is that. Now this one here is not done, but let me do this so you could at least see what it's supposed to look like. Okay. Now This is the front of the card, and it says, sending you strength to move forward. This card I was making basically for myself because how I feel. But guess what, boys and girls? I colored the flower on my own with the computer. My first time. I didn't even know I could do that. And I said I want to do an orange and red flower with green. And then I put my little ladybug. And doesn't she look 3D? Amazing. And then inside, there's my sentiment. And I have, you are stronger than you feel at the moment. Keep your faith through the darkness. The light will shine soon. And this is my sentiment. And this is the card I made for myself because of how I was feeling at the time. And I needed to make sure I knew that I was strong and I could make it through. But I'm not going to lie. I absolutely love this card. Now, let me see something. Now, there's a reason why I would like you to see the cards that I made today. Now, all of these cards I made today. But with what I'm going through, with all of this stuff, do you see? I can't get this to show. This one says, for my sister. And I was thinking about my sister. And it says, any day is a great day to remind you of my love. And it says, I love you. So I made that card. And all of the cards I'm showing you, I basically made today. So I was just making card after card after card to keep my mind straight. And it was the only thing to keep me from breaking down. This one I absolutely love. And it says, a friend like you. And I was thinking of a friend. And it says, is the best gift for me. A friend like you is the best gift for me. So that is my sentiment there. But one of the reasons why I'm happy is that I've been making my handmade cards. And they're a little heavy. But I found the 80-pound cover paper, and it's good enough for me to leave without layering it. And then guess what happened to me, boys and girls? I got a $50 gift card through Fetch for my shopping. Now this card says, God blessed us with each other, and this one I made thinking of my daughter. And it says, I am pleased to have you in my life. And that's the sentiment in there. And I'm loving all my cards. This card is so pretty, so pretty. But something's wrong with my camera. It looks fuzzy, so you can't really see me. So I'm not going to show you any more cards. But I do have the cards. And although I don't really know if anyone wants to see my cards, I'm always going to show my cards because my channel is supposed to be for my cards. But nobody wants to see cards. Now, this card here I actually love. But we're going to leave that alone. And I'm so happy because I said I'm paying $10 a month for my online store, and I barely get any traction on my online store, but I do get traction on eBay. So I said, you know what? I don't even care for the website anymore. They can go to Cahoots for all I care. I am sad that my name is going. It's going to be going after a while because I'm not going to replenish my my website. It makes no sense. There's very little traffic. The same, I do the same for that site as I do for Shades Creations. Kindness Creations, Shades Creations. I do the same for both. So I'm getting very little traffic, and that site is basically handmade. Everything is handmade. So I'm not going to pay $10 a month for me to get no sales. Now today something happened, and I'm not sure because I didn't do anything. I got a message from the buyer who bought from me on that same site maybe last year sometime. I don't know if she was trying to send me a picture or something. I didn't understand, and I wasn't in a good space to comment back. So now I'm gonna have to find the message, and then ask her, were you trying to send me something? Because I'm thinking maybe she wanted a picture on a card, because I don't know. So at least now I'm okay enough to comment back. But let me end this video because this video is 49 minutes and I don't want anyone to be thinking that I'm trying to. Okay. My book is available in the Kindle store. Congratulations, but you have no sales. It's okay. I'm trying to figure out where my 61 sales came. I think I got like 5 more sales, but I'm not able to find anything. So I said I'm not going to bother. I'm going to leave it. And when they send me a check that I earned one day, I'm going to be like, oh my goodness, I made some money. So I'm doing that, and I'm going to leave that. I did get an alert from the interest from the loan, not the loan. I think a stock or something. So I don't know, but I know where I did that stock at. But what stock I did, I don't know. I'm not sure. I think it was Walmart. But I'm gonna do another one from another store, probably Amazon. I should be able to make something then with that raw. Bye.